Jaden, you should take my rapper name.
Dumbass Inc. Is that it?
What?
Fucking
Dumbass Inc.
Tiffany, yeah. No, it's
What?
fucking Tiffany.
Doing
Fuck,
points for us?
fucking Tiffany.
No, I think that's a funny ass goof name, like fucking Little Dicky. Just fucking Tiffany. Like, you don't expect a fucking dude to be named fucking Tiffany.
These days, you don't really know.
I'm just saying, like, if you have hard ass beats and now that is the funniest shit ever. Having your name as Tiffany.
Ashton.
Like
I
it-
wrote
Like
Lil
it's
Barney-
OG
okay.
Tiffany in the house.
On Twitter the other day, speaking of music, I wrote, so Lil Barnacle posted, so it's reply to this with gross and absurd shit. I'll make a song where I just read off what your nasty fuckers say. I wrote Lil Barnacle an entire song. I'm gonna read it to you guys now. I'm ODing
Okay.
on crack. I'm getting kind of finicky. I just cut off my cock and put it on rotisserie. I asked my baby cousin if he wanted.
Hey Jaded,
Fucking great. What?
you want to see some fat lyrics I wrote when I was groggy?
Sure.
Okay. I think
Go.
it's some
Come on, Ashton. Get to it.
past self. So. Here we go. Posting it in chat.
Fat-lipped
Jesus.
gimp with a limp sitting there on his wicker chair. He calls you a simp. You were there. She
Yeah.
clearly didn't care. Just move on. Sitting there, mowing her lawn, thinking there is something going on, but there isn't. Which is weird advice for some neckbeard on his porch drinking beer. Then he calls you a simp
You
as
just cut out.
he starts eating his shrimp, which is weird. And then he disappear, and you think he was not really here. He was even from our green sphere. Maybe he was a random advice ghost. Anyway, I'm gonna stay, cause it's pointless to not try it. Like before I die, I'm going to be that guy. I'm gonna make your truth a lie. I'm going like
Yeah,
that chicken that could fly. I might be losing, but soon I'm gonna be in her thigh. I
Get it, chicken.
I get it. Then all of a sudden it went from none to something. It was like serving a McLovin, like a gift from God. She was getting the rod. Then boom, she was a fraud. Yes, was your friend Todd. You got lost, but then he offered to play COD. You felt crossed like you were tossed from enlightenment, and like that, he was back to that fat limp gimp with a limp, and he's there on his wicker chair, and he gives you the stare. He says, "I told you so." And what did you do when I go fucked your best bro seeking a hoe? And you got thrown up. I gotta pick up the phone, and like that, he leaves you alone. Wow.
I think you should do that every.
I just had the
I want
fucking
a chick to sing the part.
strongest acid trip that I've ever had in my life.
I want
that-
a fucking bisexual chick to write the fucking or to sing the part where the fucking dude is talking. I want that shit to happen.
I want to read it again.
Yeah, I know.
Fat limped gimp with a limp sitting there on his wicker chair. He calls you a simp when you're, or when, or you there. She clearly didn't care. Just move on sitting there, mowing her lawn, thinking there is something going on, but there isn't, which is weird. Advice for some neckbeard on his porch drinking beer. Then he calls you a simp as he starts eating his shrimp, which is weird. Then he disappear. You think he's really here when he calls. Oh no, when he even from our green sphere. Maybe he was a random advice ghost anyway. I'm going to stay because it's pointless to try not like before I die. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm not reading any of this anymore.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible English, but I wrote
That is fucky with the brain.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I wrote it that way.
Do you guys want to hear my story? A story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I don't know what it's in my Discord channel. Well, here it is. I wrote this in 8th grade. Here goes.
Oh no.
Out of the hatred for Ashton, there was born a default skin for only the specialist of children. Ashton Thielen is helping me out
Sorry.
write this tale. All of Epic Games community hated him,
yeah.
just like they all hated Ashton. Then all of a sudden, Tracer came along, but Default 0.5 said, I'm already Tracer, and that's how TikTok was born. Then one day, Ashton played thy Fortnite. He hated it, he burned it, now he burns too. Anyway, one day Kanye got a dub in Fortnite that made the world turn in on itself. All of a sudden, Ninja started playing PUBG. Not PUBG. Then the Kool-Aid Man said, oh yeah, once again. This was a call for war. So PUBG players with their Doritos came along with their 22 rifles. Fortnite came with Mountain Dew. It came with that one thing that you sit on and shoot people with. A turret. Donald Rump was on the Fortnite team, hence the Donald Rump wall. But what he didn't know was that Mr. Krabs, Rick, was on the PUBG side. You know, because it's more realistic, and realisticness is science. Apparently this was racist, by the way. By the way, I had chicken for supper the other night. Anyway, while Donald Rump was performing surgery on a grape, that one guy with a large neck had a scar, and he shot Rump right in the head. This is a folktale. Wait, there's a llama unicorn in this, I think. Okay, so the llama came in and dabbed on them haters, and now he on the top. He number 1. He beat T-Series once and for all. The llama stopped the war. The war died. All communists are now banished. But the grape had died. Also Florida Man, dead. Everyone else dead. Except this is a folktale and this is fake. Spoiler alert, this is a world and we live in it. A pineapple under the sea. Whatever, the story is boring, so I'm going to be ending it here. To be continued. Sponsored by PewDews. So the war ended and everything was okay, but people still had the question on why this nonsense ever happened. But people lived their lives and everyone was okay until communists came. That was bad. Donald Rump sat on a stump and banished them to the hump of trash in the dump. That's the communist situation. Anyway, 2,000 years passed and Epic Games Co. made a game about all this. This is totally real, 100%, and not clickbait. Sponsored by water. Everyone like and subscribe, or your dog will become transgender. Share and comment, or your Christian Minecraft server will be an atheist one. That is my story. I wrote in 8th grade. Do you guys want to hear the story that got me suspended at school? Great conversation.